Zippity doo dah, zippity day, my oh my, it is Wednesday, 23rd day of October, 2024. I am Dan Kuntz. Thanks for starting your day with us. It's chilly, it's cold, it's 36 degrees, but that's downright balmy compared to some in our viewing area. Ellensburg is at 28 degrees. Ephrata, they're right with us at 36 degrees. Moses Lake and Ephrata aren't too far apart. Moses Lake is considerably cooler. It's 8 degrees cooler in Moses Lake, 28 degrees, but taking the top prize, if you will, Omak, it's only 25 up in Omak. That cold air can really settle down into those valleys. We don't have a blanket. We've had beautiful sunshine during the day, but it gets chilly at night. That pattern is not going to change all the way into the weekend, and then a significant change starts happening Friday night. Saturday night for sure, and right out into Sunday morning looks pretty wet. And we need the rain. This drought has been going on for about 2.5 years now. We're going to start getting on the better side of that with some significant rain perhaps heading our way. That's the forecast anyway. I'll give the details in just a little bit. We have a lot of news to get to. In sports, Kraken lost to the Avalanche last night at Climate Pledge Arena. Still an entertaining game. We did the Eastmont Davis Pirate girls soccer game. We'll have the highlights of that. All the prep scores that you need to know. Austin Drade will be joining me in the back half of the program. In fact, we have two elements to the back half of the program. Austin will be joining me to talk about Wenatchee Wild Hockey. They're in Everett tonight. Then they have a home game on Friday night at the Town Toyota Center. And also the Douglas County Commission race. Kyle Steinberg not running for re-election. After the primary was said and done, Randy Agnew won the primary. He moved on. He'll take on Paula Lamana, who was second. Of course, in the primary, only those who live in District 2 get to vote in District 2. But in the general election, all the registered voters in Douglas County get to chime in on their preferred candidate. You get to know Randy Agnew and Paula Lamana. If you haven't already filled out your ballot yet, you'll have a chance to get to know them as well in the back half of the program. Busy show, lots happening today. Let's do it. Let's take our tour around the valley on a very beautiful, but again, chilly Wednesday morning. It is, let's see, still half an hour away from official sunrise. We talked about this before. This is the time of the year where even though they have hard times for sunrise and sunset, you get more ambient light during this time of the year. So even though sunrise isn't for a half an hour, there's still, quite a bit of light already beginning to reflect around the Wenatchee Valley. Sunset tonight, 5:57, 10 hours, 25 minutes of daylight. We hit 59 yesterday, by the way. We're going to be right around there today and tomorrow. The temperatures are going to be very consistent, right around normal, but the rain is what's really coming once we get to the weekend. Camera 2. Look at that. Lake Wenatchee. No clouds in the sky, but heavy fog and clouds hanging right over the top of the lake. And you know why? Because there's a big temperature variation between the temperature of the water in the lake and the air directly above it. The water is warmer than the air. There you go. That's what happens. Once the sun gets going, that'll burn off, and it'll all be gone by about 9 or so. The Billy Goat camera gives us nothing but just gorgeous views. Look at that. Just stunning way up on top of Billy Goat. See a couple of clouds way up in the upper right-hand corner of the screen. And again, it's chilly. It's 25 in Omak. That is cold. And let me look real quickly. It's 24 in Brewster. Brewster's got Omak beat by 1. I don't know why. Maybe because it's closer to a larger river. That's the only thing I can think of. And down to the Wahatus camera. And they have a few more clouds to the south and the east of us than we have here in the Wenatchee Valley. You still see some of the ambient light out there, but that's our Wahatus camera. Quite a ways from here, but it's still a spectacular view, and we have a camera there. We're going to use it. This is an updated slide from what we showed you yesterday. This came from the National Weather Service about 4 hours ago, about 3 o'clock in the morning. Yes, I was awake at 3 o'clock in the morning. These are your projected overnight lows for the next few days. As you can see, still going to be quite chilly. We could get right to the freezing mark on Thursday night into Friday morning. It's a possibility for the Wenatchee Valley. Other locations are going to be well below freezing. I mean, look at the overnight lows, say, in Omak and some other places as well. Our first real cold snap of the year. I brought this up yesterday. If you haven't blown out your irrigation lines yet, you might want to do it. The last thing you want is frozen pipes come March, but it is cold in the morning hours. From the National Weather Service, here we go. We're still under that influence of that ridge of high pressure. It's a flat ridge, so we're going to have a little breeze today. A weak trough is coming out, not really going to affect us a great deal. 60 for the high temperature today, which is a little bit above normal. 34 for the overnight low tonight. Clear skies on Thursday. Take us a little while to warm up, so 57. A little breezy, by the way, tonight and today. No real breeze in the forecast on Thursday, right at the freezing mark. For the overnight low tomorrow night, as you get up on Friday, you could see some hard frost on your yard. It's a possibility. Not much good on Friday. There's lots of sunshine, not a lot of wind, 55 for the high. That's about normal. A little cool on Friday night, and then here comes the rain. There's a chance of rain Friday night. There's a very good chance of rain Saturday morning. A very good chance of rain Saturday night, spilling all the way in till about noon on Sunday, and there's still a chance of hit and miss showers Sunday night, Monday, and Monday night. Monday night, by the way, is the best chance for significant snowfall in the mountains. Want to let you know about that. Snowfall in the mountains Monday night is a distinct possibility, but we are going to be wet this weekend, especially on Saturday night and Sunday morning. Looks like it's going to rain pretty good, and we'll take it. All right, that's your forecast. Next up, the news. You're watching a Wednesday edition of Wake Up Wenatchee Valley on the NCW Life channel.
Enjoy the sounds of summer from your very own pool and spa. Blue Lagoon is now scheduling pool installations for this summer. Call today to schedule a free consultation for a custom San Juan fiberglass pool. And let the experts at Blue Lagoon handle the construction, installation, and regular maintenance. Turn your boring backyard into vacation paradise this summer with industry-leading San Juan pool. No need to go off the deep end. Relax knowing you're in great hands with Blue Lagoon Pool and Spa.
The family at the Epladolin want to help your loved one feel at ease in their new home environment. Epladolin offers beautiful one-bedroom and studio apartments. Residents enjoy 3 delicious home-style meals a day, laundry service, housekeeping service, and encouragement to make themselves cozy in their new home. Epladolin welcomes your family to come and visit their family. Epladolin, independent and assisted living. They make the complicated easy for you. Call today for a tour.
I'm Keith Gaynor, running for your next 12th District State Senator. It's been a privilege to serve you the past 6 years in the House of Representatives. I believe public safety is a critical issue that affects all of Washington. This should be one of our highest priorities. Washington families are struggling. Housing, food, and gas prices are severely affecting our budgets. We need to find better ways to support our families. Together, we can build a better Washington.
During the time I have served as your commissioner, the PUD has paid down more than $700 million in debt. I've worked hard to keep power rates low and utility services reliable. More than 80% of the county residents have access to high-speed fiber. I'm a real believer in local collaboration, in decision-making to get things done on behalf of all residents, and decisions made creating the best outcomes for the most people for the longest period. Thank you for your vote on November 5th.
It's a beautiful morning, but a little on the cool side. 36 degrees, right about 60, bountiful sunshine, a little wind, pretty chilly overnight lows right into the weekend with some good time rain and a lot of it pretty much all day Saturday and right on into Sunday. Just about 9 minutes after the hour, the Rock Island man who bludgeoned his wife to death 6 years ago was sentenced yesterday to more than 26 years in prison. Ului Telolilo is 74 years old. That means he's probably going to spend the rest of his life incarcerated for the murder of 68-year-old Peggy Telolilo. Douglas County Judge Brian Huber sentenced him Tuesday morning to 320 months in prison. That's the high end of the range allowed under Washington law. Police found Peggy dead in July of 2018 in the trailer home she shared with her husband. A jury convicted Telolilo for first-degree murder back in September after a 5-day trial. The jury rejected his claims that he was defending himself when he killed his wife with multiple blows from a blunt object. Peggy had reported instances of threats and domestic violence from her husband in the months prior to her death. The case took a long time to come to trial because of multiple pretrial motions from Telolilo as well as the COVID-19 pandemic. Telolilo's attorney says he will appeal the sentence. The suspect in the murder of a 15-year-old East Wenatchee boy is expected to enter a guilty plea next month. Tony Figueroa was shot and killed in August of 2023 at a quinceañera party on South Mission Street. 4 days later, police arrested Hario Israel Incisco of Toppenish. saying he and Tony were involved in a gang-related dispute outside the Quinceañera that escalated until Incisco fired 6 shots from a handgun. He's charged with second-degree murder. Incisco was 17 at the time. He's been in custody since his arrest, first at the Chelan County Juvenile Justice Center and later at the Chelan County Jail. Attorneys have scheduled a plea hearing in Superior Court on November 6th. It's not known exactly what charge might be involved in any plea agreement. Incisco is also charged with second-degree assault for allegedly attacking another inmate while in custody this past summer. The suspect at the center of that dramatic drug arrest last week is now formally charged with 5 felonies. 30-year-old Osvaldo Verduzco Mendoza was taken into custody in a multi-agency police operation. They had to use a pit maneuver to stop his car on South Mission and Benton Street during the October 15th rush hour. Police say Verduzco attempted to drive away while police vehicles sought to stop him, and once he was arrested, he was allegedly found in possession of 64 grams of fentanyl, 27 grams of methamphetamine, and 82 hydrocodone pills. Chelan County prosecutors officially charged him Tuesday with 3 counts of drug possession with intent to deliver, 1 charge of fleeing a police vehicle, and a charge of second-degree assault for allegedly crashing into a police car and causing an officer to suffer a concussion during that collision. Verduzco remains in the Chelan County Jail on a $250,000 bond. An Upper Valley man has failed to overturn the sexually motivated assault conviction that put him in prison for 5 years. 52-year-old Cameron Scott Ownby, well, he asked the Washington Court of Appeals in Spokane to undo his conviction for second-degree assault. He was sentenced last year after a jury found him guilty for restraining and choking a woman who was asleep in his home on Chumstick Highway and forcing her to inhale amyl nitrate. In a ruling yesterday, the Court of Appeals disagreed with Ownby's argument that Judge Travis Brandt misapplied the law while presiding over the trial. Ownby has also claimed that Brandt should not have allowed a domestic violence expert to testify and that the evidence that he attacked the woman with sexual motivation was insufficient. And for the last few years, the Chelan-Douglas Regional Port Authority has kicked around the idea of a new public sports complex, combining aquatic and athletic facilities and replacing the Wenatchee City Pool. At the Port's annual luncheon a week ago for its members and partners, attendees heard from the consulting firm leading the study of the proposition. Consultant Jeff Milks with Barry Dunn said the Valley could expect up to a $25 million economic impact if the sports center is built. And he said although a lot of local sports take place outside, an indoor-outdoor complex makes sense for the Wenatchee Valley.
Fitness, cardio equipment, sports courts, multi-courts, indoors. You've got indoor turf areas. Now, why would you put indoor turf areas into a facility here? Well, because of your 5 seasons. You know you have 5 seasons? You have your fall, winter, spring, summer. You also now have wildfire season, unfortunately. And that 4-month period or so and such continues to be an almost every year situation. And it's very unfortunate, but a lot of the traditional activities that may be happening outdoors may need a home indoors. So soccer practices and baseball practices and the like, and futsal and other kinds of things that you can do inside, not just because of the wildfires, but you've got some winter weather to deal with as well. This would give you an indoor facility that could be really, really special. We looked at your swimming pool, and it's a wonderful pool, but it's outdoor, and the clock is ticking. No athletic or swimming facility has a finite lifespan, and we know that as infrastructure for a pool ages, it becomes more expensive and more difficult, and we know that you've got a limited lifespan left with that pool. The concern is that you've also got life safety requirements. Clearly, you don't need me to tell you that your community is growing. So, not only do we need to be thinking about today for your sports and aquatic facilities, but what is life going to be like in 2050? You're right smack dab in the middle of the state. And the opportunities there for people to travel to you are great. They're endless in terms of opportunity. So a 50-meter swimming pool makes sense. Now, when we ask folks within your community, what's more important to you? Is having a facility that is catered really toward individuals coming from outside and creating economic benefit, or is it for your community members within the Wenatchee and area in the two counties? Overwhelmingly, it was, this is for our local use, most important. But you know, if you have that, you can also then help to pay the bills through economic contribution.
And that is the news on what was a busy day yesterday, and today is going to be no different. So, if you're interested in what's going on around here, and we think that you do, which is why we do the news to begin with, check the news out at 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock, and 10 o'clock, right here on the NCW Life channel. That's the television times, 5, 6, and 10. If it doesn't work in your schedule, and who's kidding you, we're all busy pretty much year-round. The news will be up and running via the internet, so you can watch it whenever you want to. You can kick back and chill and find out what's going on around here by going to our homepage, ncwlife.com, our YouTube page, our Facebook page. We got Instagram, we got X. We probably got a couple things I don't even know about. And if there's something out there that warrants our attention, let us know. Send us an email, news@ncwlife.com. Sports is next. You're watching a Wednesday edition of Wake Up Wenatchee Valley on the NCW Life channel.
Want to stay up to date on the latest news in the area? Tired of paying for your news? Download the NCW Life app now. No subscriptions necessary. Get news, weather, sports, and more live as it happens. Available for iPhone and Android in the App Store. Local news at your fingertips. Don't miss the stories that matter to you. Stay connected. Download the NCW Life app now.
I'm Jim Heinlein, and I've been working with you all for about 20 years now. And it's safe to say I've seen most every situation as it relates to annual election period. This AEP is going to be like a tsunami. It's not tall, but it's huge in effect. And when the water retreats, you're going to see the damage to those who didn't react properly. So what is a proper reaction? Well, call a local insurance professional like Springwater Insurance. We have already developed a strategy for those of you who need a change. Give us a call at 509-888-2600.
A ductless unit from Carrier can keep anyone comfortable. Take Shelly, for instance. She finds me time in her new attic-turned-home gym. And with her Carrier ductless unit, the temperature is always perfect. No matter how intense her workout gets. Carrier. Total comfort, totally happy.
Turn to the experts, Carrier and Alpine Air. Heat and air, call Alpine Air.
Here's your coffee, that'll be $5.
Thanks.
Oh, it's only $5.
Oh, I like paying double.
Why?
I've always paid more.
You wouldn't pay double for coffee. So don't pay double on your heating bill. Cut your heating bills by up to half when you switch to a heat pump or ductless mini split and get cash back from Chelan PUD plus federal tax credits. Learn more at chelanpud.org/save.
Sports at 18 minutes after the hour. Joel Kivaranta and Nathan McKinnon each scored in the second period. Unfortunately, they play for Colorado. Avalanche holds on to beat the Seattle Kraken 3-2 last night. Good news, though, Jared McCann became the first player to reach 100 goals with the Kraken.
Ivan chipped it ahead without numbers. Mahura got it out of harm's way. It goes the length of the ice, but no icing. Waved off here with Taves heading off.
That was a smart play by Taves to let that go. It would have been called too many men against Colorado.
Kiviranta scores! The Avalanche strike first. Gerard under some heat. Corralled by the Kraken. McCann dragging. Trying to set up right in the slot. Loose in front on a backhand score! Jared McCann ties the game at 1.
Waits to see what's going to happen. You'll see Jordan Everly come in from behind the net, and then watch Jared McCann. He just gets in behind the defenseman. No one has him. He has all day, forehand, backhand. He puts it upstairs. He just gets lost in the coverage. That's a goal scorer's goal.
Morgan takes the check from Kiviranta. Wood for Ivan. Tossed wide. Picked up by Makar. That gets blocked by Wright. Makar on the rebound. for Middlestead. McCarr for McKinnon. McKinnon for McCarr. McKinnon pumps. McKinnon moves. McKinnon shoots. Scores! Just gorgeous. He's got 23 saves. Face-off controlled back to Riker Evans. Bjorkstrand along for Burakovsky. Final 5 seconds. Backdoor kick down. Rebound score. Riker Evans with 3.5 to go after the initial save. And it's a 1-goal game in the final seconds.
As the Kraken do a nice job winning the faceoff by Shane Wright, then he goes right to the net, and watch Yanni Gourde here in front just making sure he can't see it. And I mean, there's just no chance on that opportunity by Riker Evans. And there's the save. You can see it, just a beauty. But
and the face-off between Stevenson and McKinnon with 3.5 seconds to go. Kicked ahead. Tanev a shot. Loved by Onanen, and the Avalanche win it. Colorado has won 3 in a row.
The Kraken continue their long homestand. I believe it's a 5-game homestand. Tomorrow night they got the Winnipeg Jets coming to town, 7 o'clock on Kong TV. A little closer to home, a 2-1 lead at the half quickly became a rout in the second half as the Eastmont Wildcats cruised to a 6-1 victory over the Davis Pirates last night at Wildcat Stadium. Mackenzie Chandler scored a hat trick for Eastmont. They improved to 5-5 in Big 9 play. Sebastian Barraga and Matt Wisen had the call right here on the NCW Live channel.
Scooped by Staffelbeam to the heart of the box. And Miss Calixto with a bit of difficulty. Is she going to keep it in? Oh, my goodness. Oh, my goodness. What an unfortunate turn of events that time. It was shot across. Top of the ball. Lasso. Giselle Sendejas for the Eastmont Wildcats. Rosales. There's the shot, Rosales, and oh my goodness, right at the line, and then it goes in. Oh my goodness. I've never been a fan of the player who's fouled taking the penalty kick, but we'll see what happens here. There's Chandler. Chandler, right-footed shot, Chandler! Beautifully taken. A quick run. This could be interesting because she's on side. It's Chandler against Calixto part 2. Who's going to win this one? Nice move by Chandler. Is she going to catch up to her? She is! Defensive effort by the Tigers. And a shot from outside. My goodness, what a touch. What a touch by number 14, Caitlin West, putting a 5 spot on the board.
Really nice shot there. Coming in low. A lot of traffic in front of the keeper. Didn't see it until maybe 6 yards out.
Yeah, I'll just say it. I was terrified.
Bring your kids to work day.
Oh, my goodness. And another miscue that time by Miss Calixto. That almost cost the 6th tally. Good connection inside the box. The right-footed shot. Oh, my goodness. What a beauty. It's Amelia Staffelbeam for the Eastmont Wildcats. And there's the whistle that tells us that Eastmont has plenty of reasons to smile. 6, as a matter of fact, as they win this one by a final score of 6-1.
Congratulations to the Wildcats. Congratulations to the Wenatchee Panthers. They clinch the Big 9 regular season title. They can't lose it. They beat Moses Lake 2-1. Wenatchee will host the district championship game in a couple of weeks. Otherwise, they're the rest of your scores. Afraid knocked off Grandview as Kiona Benton upsetting Cashmere. Cashmere's first league loss of the year, although they've already won the SCAC championship. OMAC got by Bridgeport. Tenaska crushed Lake Roosevelt. Liberty Bell over Cascade. Okanagan over Pateros. Brewster all over Manson. Prep volleyball. Wenatchee remains undefeated. They have clinched the Big 9. They can't lose it. They beat Moses Lake 3-0. In fact, look at that. Sweeps across the board. Davis swept Eastmont. Afraid swept Grandview. Prosser swept Quincy. Cashmere swept Kiona Benton. For the smaller schools, looks something like that. Chelan over Manson, boy, that was a good one. I mean, Chelan is the state 1A champions. Manson is the state 2B champions. They did battle, but Chelan got the better part of it. And a lot of sweeps. 3-0 Cascade, 3-0 Tenasket. Okanagan over Brewster. It was Wilson Creek getting by Easton. Cascade Christian Academy over the Garden City Academy. Soap Lake got by Moses Lake Christian. Antioch got by Pateros, and Waterville Mansfield over Orville in prep volleyball. And finally, The schedule. Othello will be at Quincy today. It's pretty light. Wednesdays are usually light in the prep world, but there you go. Those are the 3 volleyball games that are taking place tonight. And can't forget about our friends of the Wenatchee Wild. After a 1-win, 2-loss weekend, the Wenatchee Wild crossed Stevens Pass for a game tonight. Take on the Everett Silvertips at 7:05. Everett leads the Western Conference standings, by the way. They have 16 points. Wenatchee is in 10th place with 10 points. You can hear the action tonight on 560 KPQ. Of course, Austin Droddy will join me live later this morning. And those are just some of the games that people are playing on this 23rd day of October. Happy National TV Talk Show Host Day today. Why? We'll get to that in just a little bit. But today we celebrate the people who know how to organize these things. It's National Event Organizer Day. I have a great deal of respect for people who do this for a living. I could not do it at all. The average cost of hiring a full-time, full-service event planner for whatever event it is that you're doing, a reunion or a wedding or a conference, whatever that budget is, that'll be about 1/5 of the budget is to hire a full-service event planner. And of course, nowadays, social media is a pretty cost-effective way to spread the word about a particular event. So if you are an event organizer or an event planner, today is your day. God bless you. I couldn't do it. I don't care what you pay me. I just don't have those organizational skills. I'm working on it, though. Always self-improvement. 27 minutes after the hour today in history, the Civil War is underway. October 23rd, 1861, Abe Lincoln had a problem. He knew, everybody knew, there were a lot of Confederate sympathizers in the North. And he wanted to do something about it, so he suspends the writ of habeas corpus for all military-related cases, because even though there were Confederate sympathizers in the North helping the Confederates, they're still American citizens, and Abe Lincoln said, what am I going to do about that? Oh, I know. We'll arrest them and we'll throw them in jail without charging them with any crimes. Of course, it was immediately challenged in court. It was overturned by the U.S. Circuit Court of Appeals. Chief Justice Taney ruled that you can't do that. Only Congress can suspend habeas corpus. Lincoln and his attorney general said, we're just going to ignore you. And then it was criticized in an editorial by a prominent Baltimore newspaper editor by the name of Frank Howard. He printed an editorial, said, you can't do that, Abe. Abe Lincoln had the editor arrested and thrown in jail without charge or trial. Abe wasn't fooling around 163 years ago today. At the end of the 20th century, they did a poll among historians that said, who is the most significant individual figure of the 20th century, the most important one person of the 100 years of the 20th century, and winning in a landslide, Vladimir Lenin, who 107 years ago today, on October 23rd, 1917, called for the October Revolution, which happened. He was the man who took Karl Marx's idea and made it into a reality. The October Revolution begins on this date in 1917, and finally, after a steady decline, not too big, just a little bit here and there, a little bit here and there, then there's a correction. It started to happen. October 23rd, 1929, the New York Stock Market Exchange begins to crash. It would recover thanks to people buying stock way above what they were actually worth, but it didn't work. The beginning of the stock market crash on this date 95 years ago today. Birthdays. I mentioned it's TV Talk Show Host Day because Johnny Carson was born 99 years ago today. Once described as the most private public man who ever lived. He was two entirely different people when he was on television and when he was not on television, but he's still the undisputed king of late night. Johnny Carson was born 99 years ago today. And alongside Muhammad Ali, probably the most famous athlete of the 1960s and 70s, one of the most famous people in the world, Pele, considered the greatest soccer player of all time, born on this date in 1940. He passed away 2 years ago at the age of 82. How's your heater holding up? It's going to get cold. We're going to be right at the freezing mark for the overnight low for the next couple of days. And then it's really going to get cold because we're not even too winter yet. Is your heat system ready to handle it? Well, for heat and air, call Alpine Air. For heat and air, call Alpine Air. Maybe it's even time for a brand new one. You never know. All right, still to come, Mike McNalty's got an opinion, and then a couple of features for you. We're going to show you the long-form interview with Randy Agnew and Paula LaManna. They're in the general election to replace Kyle Steinberg on the Douglas County Commission. And Austin Drade will be joining me live to talk a little Wild hockey, too. A busy second half hour is on the way. You're watching Wake Up in Wenatchee Valley on the NCW Life channel.
I'm Jen Mueller. Watch for my show, I Cook, You Measure on NCW Life. It's part cooking instruction, part entertainment, and all about connecting over food and wine with your favorite Northwest athletes.
Watch I Cook, You Measure with Jen Mueller Mondays at 1, Wednesdays at 2, Fridays at 11 a.m., and Saturday and Sundays at 10:30 p.m. right here on the NCW Life channel.
Hey folks, Lehman here with Crown Furniture and Mattress. Folks, there's no question if you're looking for top quality furniture and mattresses, Crown Furniture and Mattress is the place for you. Whether it's Flex Steel's patented blue steel spring, Englander's 120 years of innovation, or Stanton's incredible comfort. Folks, we have it all. So stop by and see us today at 736 South Wenatchee Avenue.
Hey there folks, Blueberry Carrie here to invite you on out to experience Blueberry Hills. Of course, the food is fabulous, like our cheese splints, our famous French dip, our legendary Eggs Benedict, and unforgettable burgers. But we're more than just great food. People come from all over the world to experience what's been called one of the best destination restaurants in the Pacific Northwest. So come on out and see what all the fuss is about. Blueberry Hills in Manson. It's where the world is coming to.
When you've been in business for 40 years, it's because you understand change and you put members first, always. Now Works is announcing a change in their membership model. Up to 6 people on one membership that you can mix and match. The more people, the bigger the discounts. Introducing the Works shared membership model. One membership, friends and family and flexibility. Works, the cleanest, friendliest, most helpful gyms you and your friends will ever join.
Hey, this is Mike Mad Dog McNulty, and everybody's entitled to my opinion. So you're at work, and it's your break time, and you just need a few minutes to decompress, and you open up Microsoft Solitaire, a game that's been on Windows for who knows how long. And, you know, but before you can play a simple solitaire game, some stupid ad comes on for another game you have no interest in playing, or for some drug that you can't take because you're allergic to it, or an ad for a vacation in Texas, which is the last place anybody on earth would want to go. But there's also a link to remove the ads for only $2 a month. You know, my question to Bill Gates is this. Yo, Bill, how much money do you need? How much do you want to soak me for? Yeah, you really want to hit me for an extra $2 a month just so I can play a cheesy game that comes with an operating system that you're already charging me a rental fee for? I mean, come on, enough is enough. Jeez, how much money do some people need? This is Mike Mad Dog McNulty, and that's my opinion.
Another fall sports season is upon us. Yes, we'll be talking about Eastmont football, but also volleyball and girls soccer. Be sure and join us for the Eastmont Wildcats all season long right here on the NCW Life channel, your local TV station. Coverage is presented by Alpine Air Heating and Cooling, Kennedy Real Estate Group, Les Schwab, Sangster Motors, Save Mart, Together for Youth, and Valley Tractor. Global Car Care has the best customer service in the Valley. From the moment you walk in the door, their goal is to help you stay on the road, so you can keep doing what's important to you. Global Car Care certified ASE mechanics stand behind your automotive repairs.
Right now at Les Schwab, it's the deal you've been waiting for. The Score More sales event. Save up to $160 instantly on a wide selection of 4 tires and 4 wheels. Plus, every tire is covered by America's best tire warranty, 60-day satisfaction guarantee, no hassle road hazard protection, and free maintenance for the life of your tires. Because nobody stands by their tires like we do. It's a better deal on better tires with the best service in the business. Get more from Les.
My name's Nick Dirk, and I've been a cinematographer-photographer for over 10 years. I got my start at the Wenatchee Valley Technical Skills Center. Without the Tech Center, I wouldn't have got my first job in media production 3 months after I graduated high school.
My name is Charlie Voris, and I own Vortex Productions. My work has taken me on exciting adventures all around the world, and I got my start at Wenatchee Valley Tech.
Hey, my name is Oli Mingo, and I'm the Executive Director at Heirloom Creatives in Wenatchee. I am so thankful for Wenatchee Valley Tech to be able to have my dream career.
Jefferson Robbins for NCW Life. County commissioners. They set the budget, pass laws and policies, and basically help keep your county running. A county commissioner seat doesn't come up for election very often when there's no incumbent, only every 10 years or so. This year, there's a vacancy coming up in Douglas County. 2 candidates have advanced out of the primary to seek that seat. They are Randy Agnew and Paula Lamanna, both of Rock Island. I wanted to give you 1 minute to introduce yourself to our viewers as if they didn't know who you are. Some of them may, but many of them may not. So 1 minute, tell us about yourself.
All right. I'm Randy Agnew. I'm a long-term resident of the Wenatchee Valley. I'm a computer programmer. I've had my own business for over 30 years. For the last 9 years, I've been the mayor of Rock Island. And I'm a father of 1 child, got 1 grandchild, a daughter, granddaughter, born on the 4th of July. She's now just a little over 2 years old.
If you're introducing yourself to a voter, what would you tell them in 1 minute?
In 1 minute, hello, my name is Paula Lamanna. I'm running for Douglas County Commissioner seat 2. My experience, I grew up in this community. I've been a real estate agent. I've worked with Fish and Wildlife, the State Department, and the PUD Fish and Wildlife, so I understand water and permitting for fishery sciences and hydrology and all of that. I absolutely love our community, and this is more of a project management position, and I'm well versed in project management also, so I have that under my belt.
What issues do you think are crying out to be addressed in Douglas County if you were elected to commissioner? You have 2 minutes for that response.
Okay. Actually, I think, city and the county have gotten along pretty well for the 9 years I've been mayor. One of the probably most controversial issue we had was a law enforcement contract, which took us about a year and a half to negotiate that out last year, but that turned out well. Other than that, I think the county has done a pretty good job. The current commissioners, economic development has been good. The industrial park up by the airport, I think they've done a pretty good job overall.
Paula, what issues do you think are crying out to be addressed in Douglas County? What do you want to tackle?
Ooh, to narrow it down, first off, we need a lot of communication and working together and transparency. The last week I've seen more car wrecks and traffic issues, which just goes to show that our infrastructure needs work as far as traveling and commuting, and our community is growing faster than I think we had anticipated. So there's a lot of really neat ways to create different planning for infrastructure. And children and veterans are really heavy on my heart for a lot of things, and with the youth programs and kids in foster care, because I was a foster parent, so children are a big deal to me. Youth programs and that kind of stuff, helping our veterans not have to wait 8 months for care. Those 2 things are pretty heavy on my heart during this. Yeah, there's just a few. And homelessness, the housing situation is always going to be a big deal.
Let me ask you this, Randy. You're running as a Republican, and you've run as a Republican in the past. Your opponent, Paula, is running as an independent candidate. Now, other candidates in Douglas County, a number of them have been Republican, but there's some exceptions. Thad Duvall, who's the county auditor, ran for this current term as an independent after being a Democrat for many years. Does party really matter? Should the county commissioner seat be a partisan position, in your opinion?
Not really. I'm not a fan of party politics. So even though I'm running as Republican, I don't believe being chained to whatever the party stands for. I am an independent thinker. And I think, to me, what's the issue?
Running as an independent, do you think that party matters for a Douglas County Commissioner seat? Should it be an issue?
No, what should be an issue is what is best for the community. And that's what we have to think of. It shouldn't be one side or the other when everybody is human and we're beautiful people and we need to help each other. And sometimes, like I said before, ideas come from other people sometimes that are outside of our little sect of government that we work in. And I believe any human can come forth with one of the greatest ideas, and it doesn't have to be party specific, especially for growth and unity in our community.
You've raised about $18,900 total, according to your last public disclosure reports. About $10,000 of that, Randy, came from developer and land owning concerns, things like Sage Homes, Selling Construction. These are folks who are involved in the development of land and building of housing. How do you think your constituents be assured that you're working for their individual interests and not merely the interests of those who contribute the most to your campaign?
Good question. I think the reason I have the support I have from the building industry is, as you know, Rock Island has grown a lot during my 9 years, and we have been easy to work with. We don't give developers everything they want. They have to abide by the rules. But unlike a lot of other government agencies around here, we don't make it difficult. Doesn't take 6 months to get an application approved, things like that. And I think that is a result of that is why I have their support. As you know, housing is a big issue. So I view the developers building houses is helping my constituency. The more houses we have, the cost of houses right now are insane. And so the more housing we have, the more better prices are available.
Paula, you have raised a little bit of money for your campaign, not a huge amount, about $1,200 according to the last report that I saw. Mr. Agnew has raised close to $19,000, and about $10,000 of that came from developer and land-owning concerns like Sage Homes and Selling Construction. Can you hear out those interests fairly? Like if developers who donated to the other person's campaign come to you with a political issue or a governorship issue or a governance issue, do you feel like you can hear them out fairly, although they donated heavily to the other person?
Oh yeah, I'm good friends with a lot of those people. So yeah, I wasn't actively, I wanted to see how well I could do this just immersing myself in the community and just being with people and talking to people and introducing myself to people.
Well, last year, Randy, the commissioners, and there was a joint meeting of the Chelan and Douglas County commissioners, and all the commissioners on those two panels voiced some pretty strong opposition to a proposal from the YWCA and Thriving Together to develop a mobile safe syringe program. And this is a program that would go to meet people who are dealing with IV drug addiction, offer them clean needles in exchange, take care of the medical waste, but also give them an opportunity to get other forms of counseling and social services. This was opposed pretty strenuously by the commissioners, but most strenuously, I think, by Kyle Steinberg, who's the commissioner that you're campaigning to replace. And he went so far as to say a program that is developed by the YWCA, I don't feel like I can vote to support the YWCA in the future if they are running a program like this. Where do you stand on that kind of safe syringe program outreach?
I went to that meeting, and as you said, it was pretty packed. And most of the people there were opposed to the concept. I don't know, I have mixed feelings about it. Needles are used for what? Meth, heroin, drugs. Do we really want to promote that? And do druggies actually keep their old needles, take them in and exchange them for new ones? You know, I don't know where they get their needles. But I'm not sure that we need to spend a lot of money catering to that.
If there were a program that received county funding that did offer up some kind of service like that, could you see yourself going so far as to vote against their budget, vote against giving them county allocations if they were promoting an SSP?
I would have to consider it when it came up, to be quite honest, exactly what the details were.
Last year, Paula, the commissioners for Douglas County and for Chelan County voiced some pretty strong opposition to a proposal that would have made a mobile, safe syringe exchange program, a needle exchange for those people who are working with substance addiction. It would have gotten rid of the medical waste that they create by having to feed this habit, and it would have offered clean exchanges and given them a chance to find other forms of counseling and health care. Where do you stand on something like that? If an agency like the YWCA, which proposed this, comes to Douglas County and says, you know, can you help us with funding for this other program, do you hold that against them?
I don't really emotionally invest in decisions like that. I really try to go, is it good economically, socially, for our community, financially, you know, and culturally for our community? What is best for the community? If we're already picking up needles at the skate park like we already have to, and the locomotive park, if this is going to help take volunteer time out and help our community, and it may give them a resource for addiction counseling or rehab, do you think that benefits the community to possibly change somebody's life for the better, impact them, get them out of that situation, and maybe they will be the next person to go help somebody else with addiction? You just have to look at weigh the pros and cons, look at the financial, how it will affect everything, I think.
You feel like being the mayor of a town like Rock Island would translate well to governing a county? Do you feel like you could slot those skills in easily as commissioner?
To a large degree, yes. Obviously, there will be things to learn as a county commissioner. There's some things they do slightly different than we do, certainly on a much bigger scale. But as far as what a county does, you know, maintaining roads and building applications, land services, all that stuff, the city does that on a smaller scale. And I think we've been pretty successful in Rock Island. And in fact, as the city of Rock Island, we have a water system. The county doesn't do water. We have a sewer system. The county doesn't do sewer. And unlike the county, we don't have any money to actually be able to do anything. So we have to go work with the state and grants, loans, that sort of thing to get the funding. TIB, Transportation Improvement Board, they fund roads. So I've, again, being a small city, I have a grand total of 7 employees. So I don't have 50 staff members to say, here, handle this. I had to be personally involved. And so I have a pretty good idea of how those things, you know, I've learned over the last year, nine years, how those things work, the process, which is annoying.
Now, Paula, this would be your first elected position if you're elected. This is your first time running for any office. Your opponent has served as mayor for a number of terms in Rock Island, where you live. Do you think there'll be too much learning on the job if you were elected, or do you feel like you can adapt quickly?
I usually adapt very quickly. I jumped into owning my own business, brick and mortar, everything, without, I have a business degree. That's my degree, is business in agricultural sciences. But doing it and learning it are two different things. And I learned on the fly, and I was very successful. And I'm very confident in my ability to learn because I'm not afraid to ask questions. If I don't know something, I won't pretend I have an answer, because I don't. And they always say the path to wealth and intelligence is paved, so you just need to take that path. Ask those questions.
My final question for you, Randy, as a closer, for 1 minute, why should people vote for you for county commissioner?
I think the number one reason they should vote for me is because I do represent the people. I've made that clear to my staff all the time I've been mayor, and as anybody who's seen me on boards, various boards around town, I express my opinion, and my opinion is from the perspective, in my belief, of the citizens. What's best for them. And I will continue to do that as a county commissioner. Also, I have 9 years of experience doing this.
In about 1 minute, can you tell me why people should vote for you for Douglas County Commissioner?
Because I have an eclectic array of abilities and, like I said, project management experience, natural resources and rehabilitation experience. I've worked with the PUD and the dams and done work for permitting for fish and wildlife. I've done biological evaluations for docks, helped to implement docks in houses. I know our community very well, and I love people, and I just want to bring our community a little tighter than it is. I know we have it.
Are you dealing with a pest or weed issue and you just don't know what to do?
We use the best pest control methods approved for areas with kids and pets.
Whether it's rats, mice, ants, or spiders,
or something else altogether.
We provide the coaching and solutions you're looking for.
And you can know that your dollars are supporting a local, family-owned and operated business.
Allow us to help you get back to living healthy and pest-free. Harvest Valley Pest Control.
Hello, 3 tickets, please.
Oh, the Discovery Center is free to visit.
So you're telling me we could look at the fish for free?
Yep, that's free.
But how much is it to drive the steamboat?
Todo es gratis.
So you're telling me that we could go play on the playground?
Still free.
It's free.
Exactly. Gratis, gratis, gratis. The Discovery Center at Rocky Beach. It's free.
Downtown Wenatchee, something for everyone. Welcome to Henry Harrow, purveyors of modern-day provisions. Stop in, meet the team, and shop their curated collections of home, kitchen, and bath goods.
Collins Fashions has a sizzling summer sale in progress. Savings throughout the store from special occasion dresses, sundresses, capris, tops, shorts. Collins Fashion staff is here to assist you with your fashion needs Monday through Saturday in downtown Wenatchee.
Downtown Wenatchee, it's all here.
You come alive in the dead of winter and start work early on snow days because snowed in is not an option. The Kubota Snow lineup of compact tractors, RTVs, and versatile attachments are built to move, plow, blow, and thrive in the winter. So when the snow falls, you could rise to meet it. Right now, bring home select Kubota equipment for 0 down, 0% APR for 84 months, plus save up to $1,100.
Well, they're getting on the bus, heading on over Stevens Pass. They take on the Everett Silvertips tonight. Talking, of course, about the Wenatchee Wild, and they're back home against Tri-City on Friday, and then they go right back to Everett to close out the weekend. Austin Drade joining me, by the way, of course. You may have met him before. He's been on the show, I think, twice. Before we talk about Everett, who's, by the way, leading the Western Division. Over the weekend, we lost at home to Kelowna 4-0. In Kamloops, we lost 4-1 on Saturday. Sunday afternoon, though, we came back, and in overtime, we knocked off the Vancouver Giants 3-2. We only scored 4 goals in 3 games. Time to get a little concerned about our offensive output? It ain't much.
Not necessarily. I mean, it is early in the season. We've got a lot of guys who are in new combinations with other guys. We've still got a few guys coming back from injuries, too. One of our top defensemen is Sam Ward. He's coming back from an injury, back on the ice, but not quite ready to play yet. A couple goaltenders that are still out as well. So it's, I wouldn't say concern. There's certainly things to be cleaned up. I think the guys are looking for a better presence in front of the net, probably more passes to connect on the way to the net, but I don't know that I'd use the word concern quite yet. I think we're still a little ways from that.
Yeah, well, it's still early in the season, and there are a lot of players figuring out their roles. They're probably still tweaking lines at this point, right?
Definitely, especially with those guys out of the lineup. We've had a few guys in and out of the lineup. Josh Fluker was out of the lineup for the game on Sunday, so we're seeing some new combinations, and coaches are trying new guys with each other right now. So there's still plenty of work to be done as far as the lineups go, and hoping to get everybody back healthy, but there's still a little ways to go on that.
It's a very strange statistical anomaly. In penalty kills, we kill 86% of our opponents when they have more guys than we do. That's best in the league. That's number one among all 22 teams. But when we are on the power play, we're only scoring 15% of the time, which is second to last in the league. What does that mean?
Well, number one, we've run into some good penalty kills against us, but the same things that we run into when we're talking about offense, playing 5-on-5, getting to the net, getting to the dirty areas along the boards and in the corners where you really got to kind of scrape the puck out of there and have to battle for possession of it. Getting passes to each other, the same things that we're kind of battling right now. 5-on-4, we're battling 5-on-5 right now. So it's kind of across the board, just getting the offense going again and being more consistent with what we need to do to put pucks in the net.
I'm going to use a baseball analogy here, Austin, because it kind of reminds me of the Mariners. Great pitching, but struggling offense. It was the story of the Mariners. They have one of the best pitching staffs in all of Major League Baseball. Do the players whose responsibility is to score goals feel pressure to take the pressure off the goalie? Because the goalie's going out and having a great game or doing all he can to keep his team in it, and we can't score goals. Is there that give and take? Hey, our goalie is doing his job. We need to start doing ours.
I'm sure there is. Nobody wants to go out and score 0 and 1 in a game, especially when you got a goaltender who's been playing as well as Zach Zahara has been after coming in from Medicine Hat. You look at the numbers and you say, well, he gave up 4 to Kelowna, gave up 4 to Vancouver, or gave up 4 to Kamloops. He's not off to a great start. Well, you look at the way he's been playing, though, and the saves that he's made to help get us where we've gotten. He's off to a pretty good start. We just need to get him the help in front.
How's David doing? David Rayfield, of course, is camping out on the patio, the deck there at the Town Toyota Center facing Walla Walla Avenue. All of it for Military Appreciation Night. You buy your ticket through David. $4 of whatever you pay goes to a couple of organizations that help out the local military organizations. He started Monday morning?
Started Monday morning.
And how far away is he to his goal of 1,000 tickets?
Right now, I believe the count at the end of the day yesterday was already up to 844. So we've got about 150 tickets left. We want to see him get off the balcony today for sure. But no, a lot of folks. There's actually a link online on the website that if he's on the phone or you don't want to go through email, something like that, you can buy the tickets online through a link that's set up as well. So he's really done a great job with getting the tickets sold, and we've had a lot of sponsors, a lot of people really stepping up and helping him out on this one too. So it's been good to see.
Everett tonight in Everett. They're home to Tri-City, the Tri-City American on Friday at the Town Toyota Center. It is what's the promotion on Friday night?
It is Halloween on Friday night, which means the costume contest is back for first intermission. Trick or treating on the concourse. Tons of opportunities to trick or treat over the next week. Start with us on Friday night. Get off to a good start. So
Everett tonight, Tri-City's at home on Friday, then they go back to Everett on Saturday, and they get Sunday off, and they deserve it. Let's wrap up the show with the weather forecast from the National Weather Service, and it looks something like this. Lots of sunshine today. We'll top off at about 60 degrees. I'm liking that. We're under the influence of a ridge of high pressure, but it's flat, so we're going to see a little breeze kick up here and there today. By the way, that 60-degree mark is about 4 degrees above normal for this time of the year. Clear tonight, chilly, and a little breezy, 34 for the overnight low, and that breeze will make it feel a little bit cooler than 34. Sunshine all day tomorrow, 57 for the afternoon high. Look at the overnight low Thursday night. When was the last time we were at freezing or below? Oh, I don't know, March maybe? Yep, that's how cool we're going to get when you get up Friday morning. Could see a hard frost, only to 55 on Friday afternoon, and then here comes the rain. Friday night, pretty much all day Saturday and into Sunday morning, a much needed dose of rain. And that's it for Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. Austin, thanks for coming by. We'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.